for coming back to my channel. This is Joelle, and today I would like to speak about Fluffy Tori, which is the brand that I created about a year ago now, and I would like to let you know how I started it and why I started it, and it's super weird. And you have to know that I have another brand that is called Spirit Fever, and that has been going on for more than 10 years. And so I will tell you about Spirit Fever in a different video, but right now let's talk about Fluffy Tori. So super quick way, I was interested in Lolita since about 10 years or so, and I bought a dress in Harajuku when I went to Japan in 2006. And I think I was even interested in Lolita before that, but I can't remember when. So a while ago. And I had a few items, whatever. I wore them very seldomly at conventions and stuff. But I really loved having a Lolita coat. And I had two different ones now. I think it's been almost like 5 or 6 years that every winter, like when it's really cold for 4 months, I'm wearing a Lolita coat. And so first one that I have was white with pink fur, and the one that I have now, if you've seen my vlogs and seen me outside, I have a purple coat with white fur. So that's important, you'll see. Then about a year ago, 2 years ago now, I can't remember, I went and see an image coach. I don't know exactly the term in English, so conseillère en image in French. And I was really getting involved in more international stuff with cheerleading and my brand and everything, and I really wanted to have advice on how to dress well professionally and finding what suits me and everything. So I went to see that girl with my Lolita coat and my backpack. At the time I had a purple backpack with glitter and tons of cheerleading bows all over. So my really personality was shown to that person, and I was first afraid that she will say no, you cannot dress like that, you have to be like everyone else, normal, fits in the box and everything. And actually I had a really good impression, because she said that's fine that you like that style. So for example, you can have bows on your backpack, but maybe not like 30, maybe just 1 or 2, and if you take a small bag like to go outside, like a handbag, you can also put a bow on this one, so it shows your personality. So see, cheerleading and Lolita, big bows on your head, so I'm covered. Anyways, and then she went to the coat and she's like, I really don't mind that you are wearing that kind of coat, but it's way too long. So, and it had a ton of bows also all over on the wrists and on the front and all down the hem. And so she said there's too many bows, so get rid of them, and you need a coat that is shorter, like mid-thigh and not like under your knees. And actually that was a very good experience overall. If you consider doing that, it was a bit expensive but so worth it. And so for example, she gave me advice, like I used to have very straight pants, and she put me in front of a mirror and looked at my morphology and said, like, the way your belt and your small legs, whatever, like thin pants with will go better with how you look. And she showed me a bunch of stuff that I had. These are advices for me, so don't go and do that for anyone, but because of the way my body is made, it's better to have the same color on top and bottom, like a top and a pants, and then have maybe a jacket or something on top to to look thinner, and if you put a light color on top and a dark color as pants, then your hips is where there is the line in between, and that will make them look even bigger than they are and stuff like that. So I had so much good advice from her, and that was amazing. And then she looked at the colors that suited me and everything, so I was so happy to go with her, and that she did not remove my personality at all. She just tried to tell me what kind of ways that I could dress better in general, but with the things that I already had. Basically now I changed all my pants because really I couldn't see myself in those straight pants. And by the way, then I went shopping with her, and then she picked so many cool stuff for me, and that was even under my budget, so that was really, really amazing. And so just like a few days after I bought the new stuff, I had thin pants and different tops and everything, and people were like, oh my god, you lost so much weight, blah blah blah. And I was like, no, I'm just dressing different. And so just for that, like in seconds, if you dress differently than you usually do, you can look so much thinner, and that's really amazing. So it really, really helped myself feeling better in my body by going to see that person, and I really recommend it if you would like to. I assure you, this is the start of the Fluffy Tori journey, so it's also my journey, and sorry about that. But so she said, you can keep your Lolita coat, but you have to have a shorter one. I said, okay. That coat is old anyways, it's like all dirty, and the inside lining starting to fall apart, so I had to get another one anyways. So the coats that I had before, I went on eBay and I found a seamstress making custom Lolita coats, and I could pick the design and the colors, and then they would make the coat just for me. And what I liked is that they took my exact measurements, so length of arms and shoulders and everything, because usually it's very hard for me to find coats that fit my big shoulders, and they would be always too long and whatever. So I really loved making coats custom made for me. So, and it was not even expensive. So then I went online and looked at Lolita coats to see what was new, what I would like, because I wanted a new design and not the same coat. Like, especially when it was shorter. So I went and I looked at all the different type of coats for Lolita, and most of the time it's like one color, mostly dark or pink or whatever, and fur, and that's it. And sometimes the brand would have an applique or something like a very big animal, a mascot in felt or embroidery or something at the bottom, and that's it. And so I was like, the dresses in Lolita, they have so many gorgeous prints. That would be really amazing to have a coat with a print that beautiful. So let's look. And I looked, and no one had done that. So then I said, okay, I'm gonna do a printed coat for me. So two things. I had to find, no, three actually. I had to find somebody to design a print, because I'm not a designer. I had to find a place to print my fabric, and I had to find a supplier. Suppliers, I had some ideas, so that was not a problem. And I went and looked at the fabrics, and I saw that you could get fabrics just for like a few centimeters, a few meters. For example, I can't remember the website now, but I'll put some website in the description below where you can put your, print your own fabric. And it was super expensive. Like a normal fabric would be around 25 euros per meter. So you see, okay, I need about at least 3 meters to have enough space to make a coat. And yeah, so already the fabric is expensive, and then you have to pay the seamstress and the shipping and taxes and everything, so would be an expensive coat, but I really like the idea. Then so usually I like it's a thick wool, the coats, and so I went, and it was really difficult to find ways to print on wool or thick wool. You can print on some kind of fleece or polaire in French, so it's like a super fluffy fabric, so it's thick but tons of threads, you know, so like it's not a thick fabric. And so I went online and looked, and people said it was really difficult to print on heavy fabric like felt or wool or something. So I said, okay, what I should do is that I should print on cotton and then put that layer on top of a wool coat, and then it will be warm enough, so no problem. And it was cheaper anyway to look at that kind of fabric, so I went for that. And then at the same time I was looking at designers, and I went to DeviantArt and I found Mizzo, which is amazing, and I asked her if she could design a pattern for me and my coat, and she agreed, and we started working together. And at the same time I was thinking about the fabrics and everything. So when I decided to go with cotton, then I said okay, that was still too expensive to go in that kind of shops for like everybody, you know. So I thought, like, I had a lot of experience in working with factories because of my other job. I decided to go and contact factories in China to see if they could print my fabric. And so I went to Alibaba and I found a few, maybe 5-10 different companies that could print fabric, and I contacted them. And so the minimum was 10 meters, which was not that high. So, and then the price was way lower, of course, than those printing services for everybody. So then I said, okay, but I don't need 10 meters, I just want to do one coat. But if I have somebody designed to print anyways, then I could maybe use that fabric to do something else. Then I could do maybe other coats or dresses or something. And so this is how I started. I really wanted a coat for myself, and then I ended up planning a whole company. And since it was my second company and I had made tons of other projects like that, and so for me it was really not a problem at all. And actually that process took only like a month or two, and without knowing it I had a Lolita dress company. And so we worked on that print. We made dresses, we made accessories. Actually our pins are doing really well with our pony that I designed with Mizzo for my own coat. And that's it. And so we released that this summer, and this is it. But the thing is that I still didn't have a coat. And so we designed coats for Lolita, and we made basic coats for a collection called Simply Sweet, which is really basics for Lolita. And I also really wanted to do coats in this Sweet Dream Carousel design, of course, because that was my idea, to do a coat in printed fabric. So I ordered one, and the result was not really amazing. It was really difficult to match the pattern, because on a dress basically usually they have one side, and so they have seams on both sides of the skirt and then the back. But the coats, they have, I think, different panels, at least 4, and so they had at several places to match the pattern, and it was not done very well, and I was really underwhelmed. So I ended up not ordering that coat for me, and then the winter came and I didn't order another coat. I would probably go with a different coat now. Like if I would order a coat for myself, I would totally go with a plain one. But the thing is, I had the factory and I had everything planned and built up, and I could order a coat, but I didn't, and now it's almost the end of winter. Not yet, but you know, now by the time I would order, if I would order one now, I would never have it before the end of the winter. So this is how, by wanting a new coat, I created a company, and I still don't have a coat. In French we say something like the shoemaker is the one who has the worst shoes. This is me. So I'm still with my old coat, which everybody think is great, but really it's really ugly and old and everything, and I want a new one. And I'll make one eventually, but I've been so busy making other stuff for the brand. So this is it. And so that was the history, and if you want a bit of an update right now, I had trouble with that factory. Actually, at the start, we designed a very plain, simple, old school GSK to try a few factories, and I tried 3 different ones, and one really standed out, and I went for this one, and she made okay dresses, really like the first samples were already great, and we had a few things to change, of course, but that was cool. Then we produced a whole series of samples of 12 dresses, one in each color and one in each cut. And then in between that we started to design the new collection, Sweet Chocolate Journey. And then the factory told me that they didn't want to work with us anymore because it was so hard to make our dresses, and we ordered just a few of them, and it was too complicated, and then she stopped working with us. And then at that point I think we also had Princess Leia collection designed, and we had 2 collections in the go and no factory. So it took me a few months to find other factories and made other sample to check them, and now these 2 collections I have launched one sample of one dress in each of the collections to test that new factory, and I'm still waiting. And actually, to be completely honest, I'm not totally sure it would be perfect, so we'll see. But if you know like a factory or a very small workshop or seamstress or somebody who would be interested in making dresses for us, basically most of the time I order the lace, custom lace, and custom fabric. So most of the time it's really easy. You don't have to source a lot of fabric and everything because I will supply everything. So if you know somebody who would be interested in working with us to produce our dresses, that would be so cool. Please put us in touch. And we've done a few different accessories. Like I said, our pins are doing very well. We have been doing some stationery like washi tapes and stickers, and also very positive result about that. We have very cool tights, so comfortable. I just got the shoes that I made in another video, so you can see the wonderful shoes that we got. And so it's really starting well, but just the dresses right now are a bit difficult to make. And of course I would like to thank all of you who have participated in our surveys. At the start we launched so many different surveys to ask you guys what kind of Lolita items did you prefer, the price range that you were used to, and some kinds of shopping habits and stuff like that, to really help us focus on what would work and what the demand are, mostly in Europe, because there's not that many indie brands or brands at all in Europe. They're mostly in China and Japan, and so I guess a lot of the customers and Lolitas are in Europe and the US and really in the West. And so I guess it was important to have their feedback too, and also to give a voice to all these people who I don't think that the brands ask us a lot what we like and everything. So I would like to thank you so much, all the people who participated, and because we are really in the process of finding a new good factory and everything, we are a bit slow in producing new stuff, and so that's why we haven't done any new surveys lately. But maybe we will do another one soon, and I will of course count on you. And also very good news, we are working on a new accessory line because our pins are doing great, and we thought of doing other pins, necklaces and stuff like that, and also less sweet, more classic, and different styles. So I hope to be able to show you more of that soon. Of course, if you want to stay tuned to what we do in Fluffy Tori, you can always follow us on Instagram and Facebook. That's where we post most of the new things. I will put the links in the description to the website, the Instagram, Facebook page of Fluffy Tori, and also a link to all of the surveys. If you have not answered them yet, feel free to do so at any time. Any new answer is always welcome. And what we're doing now soon is we're participating in the Japan Impact Convention in Switzerland, Lausanne, in 18th and 19th of February, and we are doing our own fashion show. So I'm super looking forward to that, but it's a bit scary too, so we'll see how it goes. And of course we have been invited as a vendor for Omnia Vanitas in Barcelona in the end of March, and I'm super excited about that. So all the brands that will be there are so amazing, and I'm so excited to be part of that and to meet all my friends that I have met online and that I will meet there for the first time. And I think that's it about Fluffy Tori for now. I might do another video sometime to show you the complete Sweet Dream Carousel collection, and maybe when I have more of all the collections, I'll do a video especially to show you all the collections. If you like that kind of video of behind the scenes of indie brands, let me know, because I might have other stuff to show you, like how we design a new collection or something. If you're interested, let us know. And this is it. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you soon. Bye bye.